Return of the Cuckoo is as good a movie as you can get when your source material is a TVB drama. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Randall McMurphy, and this is my review of Return of the Cuckoo. I don't watch television, so I don't watch TVB either. I used to wonder why so much TVB content struck me as vaguely titillating even when it was completely innocuous. It was only later that I realized it's probably because the quality of TVB's lighting is so reminiscent of 1980s American pornography. But never mind that. Return of the Cuckoo takes place in Macau after the events of the TV drama. Julian Cheung plays Man Cho, a man who survived an apparently traumatic childhood thanks to his Aunt Q, played by Nancy Sit. Charmaine Sheh plays Kwan Ho, who grew up with Man Ho under Aunt Q's care. When the TV drama ended, Kwan Ho got married and left Macau. But now she's back because her husband and children are dead. Look, I'm not giving anything away that the local media and the film's readily available plot synopsis hasn't already, so stop it. The three characters, reunited by a tragedy, try to pick up the pieces and pick up where they left off. And unfortunately, part of that seems to entail returning to a TV drama format. While I was watching this movie, I just made a note saying how nice it looked. I appreciated the fact that it didn't look like a TV show with the commercials cut out and just blown up to a big screen, a la Triumph in the Skies. And as soon as I finished making that note, Return of the Cuckoo did exactly what I was glad it hadn't been doing. Suddenly there was this close-up of Julian Cheung smiling, and it was just television-esque. But that's not the only time it happened. If you're reading a book, a line like "everything she cared about was taken in an instant" makes some kind of sense as exposition. But when it's a line of spoken dialogue that takes place in the middle of a scene-chewing frenzy that makes a piranha documentary look dull, I actually sat in the cinema looking for the remote because I wanted to change the channel. In movies, that kind of dialogue is clumsy. In TV, I guess it makes sense. In TVB, it apparently makes a lot of sense. People tell me, because I don't watch it, that TVB habitually uses dialogue for exposition, supposedly because that way if a viewer needs to do something in their home such that they can't see the television screen, they won't get lost. It's nice to know that TVB is so thoughtful of their audience. It's not nice to know they obviously think their audience are a bunch of fucking idiots. It would be really easy to use that last sentence to somehow transition into a nasty joke about Patrick Kong, who wrote and directed this film. But I'm actually tired of saying mean things about him. Because no matter what I say, he's still gonna make movies. I just hope they're better than this one. Return of the Cuckoo is a little too indebted to its precursor, both in form and execution. The plot development of the movie mirrors the episodic style of a TV narrative that would span a broadcast season. Three characters in this movie have problems and they each work them out. Now, in movies, that usually happens concurrently. Here, it happens consecutively. Because in TV, you don't want to waste any chance to string the viewer along and make them come back next week. But this isn't TV, it's a movie. Now, I know what you're thinking. TV and movies aren't real. If you didn't know that, this movie would definitely tell you. In real life, if someone threw a brick through the plate glass window of my shop, I wouldn't let them sit inside moping over a photograph until their friend showed up, but I would call the cops. Movie hospitals are so narratively accommodating. After someone's first suicide attempt, they're discharged to non-professionals' care. The same thing happens after the second attempt, but don't worry. Those non-professional people, it's the friends of this person, and they promise they're gonna keep a close eye on the patient, even the blind friend. It's only when the same person loses consciousness for a minute or two after a car accident that the doctors insist on keeping them in the hospital for 2 days observation. In movies, after two people complete a bungee jump, they can spend a leisurely 10 minutes on the landing pad talking about life and just reminiscing, still wearing the jump harnesses. The other people waiting to use the bungee jump? F them. Only in movies could people be as illogically clueless and heartless as they are in Return of the Cuckoo. The patented Patrick Kong plot twist is a revelation that one character is apparently a homicidal sociopath. But don't worry, as soon as her narrative utility is finished, she disappears from the movie like a lost sock. Only in movies would a person use sign language with people who don't need it and show no evidence of knowing it. And if that's just a plot device to make that one character seem sweet and caring, the story ends up making him look like an asshole for doing it. Maybe that's just me. Only in movies can someone undergo a neurosurgical procedure and not have to shave any of their hair off. Hey, he might need that hair to do a commercial. When people hug in a scene and it covers up the wireless mics that they're wearing, it makes the dialogue sound like this. You might want to ADR that next time. I know that Patrick Kong can make better movies than Return of the Cuckoo. He just doesn't seem very interested in doing so. I can't really recommend this movie. Maybe it's better if you can kind of be nostalgic having watched the drama, but from some of the reviews I've read online, even people that knew and loved that TV drama hate this movie, so it isn't just me. Speaking of which, I'm sincerely shocked and appalled. The South China Morning Post review of this film is so cruel to Patrick Kong, I thought I wrote it. I've included the link in the description. So if you want to watch this movie, go see it in a cinema. If not, wait till you can rent it or buy a disc. Don't steal it. When it gets released to home video, I'm going to put a link in the description where you could buy a legal copy. If you enjoyed this review, please tell me. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.